The day I finally got revenge on my ex. They say time heals all wounds, but some wounds don't fade with time. They burn, leaving scars so deep that the only way to quiet them is through justice, through revenge. That's what happened with my ex, Daniel, the man who promised me forever, only to break me in ways I never thought possible. And the day I finally got revenge on him was the day I felt alive again. When I first met Daniel, I thought he was everything I'd ever dreamed of. Charming, ambitious, the kind of man who could walk into a room and make everyone turn their head. He wasn't just good-looking. He was magnetic. The first time he smiled at me, I felt like I was the only person in the world. For 3 years, I built my life around him. I supported him when he was struggling to find work, lent him money when his business ideas failed, and even defended him when friends warned me he was no good. I believed in him. I believed in us. He would hold me at night and whisper promises about our future, the house we'd buy, the kids we'd raise, the trips we'd take around the world. I clung to those promises like oxygen, but little did I know, while I was busy planning forever, he was busy planning my downfall. It started with late nights at work. At least, that's what he said. His phone would light up with messages from numbers I didn't recognize, and when I asked, he'd snap, "You don't trust me? After everything I do for you?" He twisted it so well I started doubting myself. Maybe I was paranoid. Maybe I was suffocating him. But then, one night, I followed him. I felt sick doing it, but my gut screamed at me not to stay home. And there he was, at a bar, his hands all over another woman, whispering into her ear the same way he used to with me. My heart broke into pieces. I confronted him right there, tears streaming down my face. And do you know what he did? He laughed. He actually laughed. He told me I was pathetic, that I was just a stepping stone in his life. That he never really loved me. He loved the things I gave him, the money, the stability, the loyalty. And then, to make sure the knife twisted deep enough, he said, "You'll never find anyone better than me. You're nothing without me." Those words haunted me for weeks. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. My friends begged me to let him go, to move on, but something inside me refused. I wasn't going to let the man who broke me walk away with that smug grin, thinking he'd won. No, if he thought I was nothing, then I'd show him just how dangerous nothing could be. That's when I started planning. First, I played the role of the heartbroken ex. I begged him for closure, pretended I wanted to stay friends. He ate it up, arrogant as ever, convinced I couldn't live without him. He even started leaning on me again, asking for favors, money, just until I get back on my feet. And I gave it to him, smiled sweetly, acted like I was still under his spell. But behind the scenes, I was pulling every thread of his carefully constructed life apart. I knew he was cheating not just on me, but on the new girl too. So I reached out to her. At first, she didn't believe me. Why would she? Daniel had painted me as the crazy ex. But when I showed her the screenshots, the receipts of hotel bookings he claimed were business trips, the late-night texts, her face went pale. She wasn't his only other woman. She was just one of many. Together, we dug deeper. Turns out, Daniel had been borrowing money from multiple women, spinning the same sob story about needing investment capital. He wasn't building a business, he was building a scam. So we decided to burn his little empire to the ground. We contacted every woman he'd ever lied to. There were 6 of us in total. 6 women who'd given him everything: time, money, love, and gotten betrayal in return. And together, we formed a plan. One by one, we pulled out. We stopped giving him money, stopped answering his calls, left him scrambling. At the same time, we gathered evidence, bank transfers, texts, even a recording of him bragging to a buddy about how he milked women for cash. The final blow came at his birthday party. He had invited everyone, family, friends, coworkers, because Daniel loved nothing more than being the center of attention. He expected me there too, standing by his side like the fool he thought I was. But instead, I stood up in the middle of his toast and said, "Since we're all here to celebrate Daniel, I think it's only fair everyone knows the real him." And then I played the recording. His own voice filled the room, dripping with arrogance as he bragged about using women, calling us pathetic and easy. Gasps erupted. The 6 of us who had banded together stood shoulder to shoulder, watching his world collapse in front of him. His mother cried. His friends walked out. His coworkers shook their heads in disgust. Daniel tried to shout over it, tried to spin it, but it was too late. His reputation was ruined. Within weeks, he lost his job, his apartment, and his so-called girlfriends. He was exposed for exactly what he was, a fraud. As for me, that was the day I felt free. The day the weight on my chest finally lifted. The day I finally got revenge on my ex. And when he texted me months later, begging for another chance, saying he'd changed, I didn't even bother to reply. Because I had already won.